Well, again, this is another edition of the Brown Report. I'm Harry Brown, and I have a special guest with us this morning that I've known for a long, long time. She's been over at Coastal Community College. She's going to have to tell me how many years. I know it's been a long time.
29 years.
29 years. I knew had been a while. But my guest this morning is Ann Shaw, and Ann has really two titles. I know she's the director of the Small Business Center over at the college, but she's also the interim state director for the Small Business Network for the North Carolina Community College System. Now
That's a
mouthful. So, Ann, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
That's a big deal. What, 58 community colleges, and you're kind of in the middle of all of them?
It's really exciting. It's, awfully nice for me to have the opportunity to do this. As you may know, Harry, our system president departed September 1st to go to Virginia to take on an opportunity there. And just prior to that, we had our state director retire. And so the folks in the community colleges said, we're not ready to hire that position until we get a new president. So let's have someone come in and act as the interim state director. And being the oldest rat in the barn, I think that they had a target on me. So
the experience sometimes makes a difference.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm having a lot of fun with that.
Well, Ann, I normally start my show by asking my guests to tell us a little bit about themselves.
Oh.
So tell us about Ann Shaw.
Well, I am a small-town eastern North Carolina girl. I grew up in Mount Olive.
Mount Olive.
So I've been in this part of North Carolina my entire life. I went to school at East Carolina University, got my business degree from there, and did quite a bit of work in the banking industry. Of course, I worked with my family in the family business. My dad was a pharmacist and had a drugstore, and so we worked with that and a couple of other businesses that we dabbled in. And then the banking, and then I came to Jacksonville, and at about that same time, this was in 1986, the college had pursued a program for the Small Business Center to bring the Small Business Center to Onslow County and have it be located at Coastal Carolina Community College. And so that's how I came to be here and to be affiliated with the college and to also now be working with the Small Business Center Network statewide.
29 years ago, huh?
It's amazing. We just celebrated, our Small Business Center Network just celebrated its 30th year anniversary. So that tells you a little bit about how the years have flown by.
Gosh, I remember when I graduated from high school, I decided to go to Coastal during that summer to get a couple classes. And I was over at the old Georgetown Center, before we built out of Western.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of when the beginning, I guess, of the college to a point. And but now it's a great campus over on Western Boulevard, and I think something this community can surely be proud of.
We've had so many people comment about the beauty of the campus. We, a couple of years ago went under this major signage renovation, put a lot of beautiful oak trees on the campus, and started a construction project to build the new road that goes over to Country Club Drive. And all of those things have done so much to beautify the campus, the walkways, the covered walkways between the buildings. And I do think that the college campus has become a great source of pride for the community, or at least we hear a lot about that these days. So it's very nice to hear that.
Well, let's kind of get back into really what you really do, which I know you love to do it because I've seen you at work. So as director of the Small Business Center, what does that mean? Exactly what is that?
Well, the Small Business Center exists to help small business people. We work with both prospective entrepreneurs and existing small businesses, but we're primarily engaged on a daily basis helping people who want to get a business started. So if that's what you want to do, you can come to the Small Business Center and take advantage of free services that we have. The Small Business Center does 3 primary services. We offer training in the form primarily of seminars. Those seminars can be an hour long, 3 hours long, a day long, but very, very high impact, short term training, because entrepreneurs are not patient people. They want to get their businesses started, so they're
I'll
not.
second that, yes.
Yeah, they're not going to sit in curriculum programs and get degrees to start a small business usually. Although those are great things for entrepreneurs to do.
Give an example of a class, because
Well-
I think that's important that people know what classes you're talking about.
Well, one of the biggest things is people need to understand how to create a business plan for their business. We talk about the importance of the business plan and how critical it is for businesses to really have a roadmap for their business, for them to understand, how they're going to operate this business on a daily basis, how it's going to be managed. How are you going to get customers? The whole marketing plan.
Capital.
Money is a big one. And so a lot of the seminars that we offer focus on the topics that are so critical with regard to that. Obviously, people always want to know where the capital is, and one of the biggest questions is, can I get a grant for my small business? And so we bring people in to talk about the realities with regard to that whole subject and really take them down the path of what's realistic in terms of capital for their business and what the legitimate sources of capital are for their businesses. So that's certainly a big thing. One of the biggest things in the last couple of years, of course, has been social media marketing, because businesses are looking for every way possible to reach their customers. And so we have quite a bit of focus on marketing. Social media marketing is a big part of that as well.
Do you find that most of these individuals have the desire and the wants and the energy, but when they really look at these business plans and see what it's going to cost to run a business,
It can be
it kind of
very
opens their eyes, I would think. Yeah.
It can definitely be intimidating to people. And when we sit down for the first time and talk to people, it's certainly my goal, and I think the goal of the other business counselors, that we don't want to overwhelm people too much. And so, if you bite things off in small chunks, as we all know, and take things just sort of one step at a time, it's a lot more manageable. And so when we're working with clients, we want to really kind of take them sort of slowly through that process. One of the things we hate to see is if a business person comes in the door, they're really excited, and they've already signed the lease for the property, the building that they want to locate their business in, and yet they haven't done anything else. And so we want to help them sort of step back, slow down just a little bit, and really get their business organized before they get too far down the road. Because we know that business failure is a huge, the numbers out there are sometimes pretty staggering about business failure, and what we're about is creating success for small businesses. So we want to help them do it the right way.
How many a month do you deal with? What's the typical month?
Oh, gosh, it varies. This has been an incredible month. Since the 1st of July, we probably have seen about 85 folks who have just come in for one-on-one counseling. Now, not the training programs, but people who just walk through the door to come in and get the free counseling service that we offer. So that's about a typical place for us to be this time in our fiscal year. In a year, we usually see about 200 clients. So it's a nice little number, and we're really proud that in this past fiscal year, we supported, of the clients that came in to see us, about 31 of those actually started a business. So that's a pretty good number in Onslow County.
That is a good number, and I know it's got to be a rewarding job, because you see these individuals be successful.
Well, it really is exciting, because they come in with their dreams. And one of the things that I always talk about that I think is so important is that when people trust us with their dreams, we really have an obligation to help them nurture that dream and really plan it out. And so at Coastal and the Small Business Center, we want to really ignite that passion even more, give people the real tools and the information they need to make those businesses successful. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Your staff. Talk about your staff a little bit.
Well, we have about 5 people who work in our small business center. It's there's a lot going on there. We have a person who is the customized training director who also does business training as well. And that's Steve Gill. And we have Pete Ellis, who is a part-time business counselor with us, and he also teaches our Real Entrepreneurship program as well as some of the seminars that we have. We use a lot of professional presenters who are business owners themselves who come in to do the various topics that we offer. Of course, I have a program assistant who is primarily in charge of the day-to-day getting the seminars planned and scheduled and keeping the seats filled and making sure that small business owners in Onslow County know about those programs. So that's a big thing. Another really neat part of our program over at Coastal is we have a satellite office of the North Carolina Military Business Center on our campus. And as you know, Harry, that program supports business owners who want to do government contracting and primarily federal contracting. So that's a really nice piece that we can add for entrepreneurs in Onslow County to be able to come over to the college and learn what it means to get engaged in doing business with the government.
It's a little bit complicated, isn't it?
It can be, but what we
make it
hope is
simple.
we make it a little bit simple for them, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun.
I know when businesses are looking at Onslow County, one of your jobs is maybe recruitment, help with recruitment and job training for that particular business's needs. Talk
Right.
about that a little bit.
Well, thank you for bringing that up. One of the hats that I wear at the college is working with the North Carolina Customized Training Program, which, Harry, you know, is the special training program that's available to larger companies, primarily manufacturing. There are a lot of niches that program fits into, but it's aimed at helping businesses to help those companies ramp up training for their brand new employees as well as to increase the skill levels of their existing employees. And so we work with a number of different companies like Stanadyne, Mine Safety Appliances, J&J Snack Foods, those kinds of companies to help them train their employees. And that's just a wonderful program that the state offers.
Right. I have to compliment you and the college. I know economic development is very competitive, and a big piece of recruitment has always been the college and the training piece of it. And you guys have always been there to take care of that and do a great job with it.
Thank you. We're very fortunate to work in an institution where the leadership of our institution really believes in the importance of jobs. And the president and the executive vice president and other leadership at the college have put a lot of resources at the college behind this to make sure that we can help to bring jobs to Onslow County through that effort and also to sustain those jobs. I think we all know that we've got to have jobs, we've got to have people working so they can put a roof over their head. I mean, it's just a real bottom line fact. So that is a really exciting program for us.
I agree. Welcome back to the Brown Report. Again, this is Harry Brown, and my guest this morning is a good friend again, Ann Shaw. Again, Ann is the director of the Small Business Center over at Coastal Community College, and also the interim state director for the Small Business Network for the North Carolina Community College System. Well, that's a mouthful again.
I marvel that you even got all of that out. That's amazing.
Ann, we talked about kind of your job here at Coastal. But talk a little bit about the job as interim state director. I think that's got to be exciting.
It's a lot of fun. We have, of course, 58 community colleges that are part of the North Carolina Community College system, and they're all different. I mean, which is wonderful. One of the things that our former community college system president said about community colleges, that it's the word community that's so important in the name, because those colleges really do meet the needs of those local communities. And, in Jacksonville, we're very different than in terms of our needs here and what we focus on training here than what they focus on in Raleigh at Wake Tech, or what they focus on in Columbus County at Southeastern Community College, or at Guilford Community College in Greensboro. So,
or over at Cape Fear,
or
absolutely. Lenore Community College,
yeah.
The ones closest to us, James
So
Front.
there's something different at every community college, and one of the important roles of the interim state director is just to make sure that the college's small business centers are responding to the needs of their local communities while also staying consistent in the programming that we offer from college to college. If you're a small business and you want to learn about writing a business plan, surely one of the things you might be interested in is knowing that if you go to any college, community college in North Carolina, you can get a really good seminar or class on writing a business plan, or on marketing, or on, whatever, cash flow management, getting money for your small business. So we want to uniquely meet the needs in the communities, but also have some consistency in our programming and delivery of services. And so part of my role is just making sure that our colleges are staying on track with the programming guidelines and things like that. So
I know there are 58 colleges. How many of them are as active maybe in the small business development side of things?
Well, all of them have a component in it. I mean, each of the 58 community colleges has a small business center, but as you can imagine, it really relates, how busy it is, how much it does in its community relates a great deal to the needs of that community, and also the positioning of the small business center in the college. But I feel we have an amazing network of small business centers, and we were recently in our professional development conference, our fall professional development conference, and I had the opportunity to speak to all 58 of our small business centers and share with them the wonderful results that they created in the last fiscal year. And I was blown away, and I think they were too, that in a very long year of working with small businesses, and as you know, there's always uncertainty about budget, and we certainly had a long session in the General Assembly this year. I'm sure you do feel like it was too long, but when those things are going on, you wonder about the service that folks will be able to provide, and how that will all come out. And we had one of the best years we've ever had in the history of our small business centers. Our small business centers across the state helped to create over 770 businesses and over 3,600 jobs in the state of North Carolina.
See, that message isn't getting out enough, I think, Ann. It really isn't, because a lot of us, there's a lot of recruitment that takes place in North Carolina, but these homegrown businesses or homegrown expansions, from existing businesses, are really the backbone, I think, of North Carolina.
Oh, absolutely. We've talked for years about how much small businesses impact the economy, not just in the nation, but really right here in North Carolina and in Onslow County. And most of the jobs created in the nation and in North Carolina are created by small businesses. So, we can talk about the fine points on that, but the bottom line is that most of the jobs are created by small businesses, and so they really are that economic engine and that backbone. And those are the folks who are out there innovating new things every day, new processes. They're able to respond very quickly to their markets and get the products and services to customers very quickly, and that's a real advantage for a small organization. So,
And we're talking about 5 employees, 10 employees.
Yeah.
In a lot of cases, they work 60
mom
hours
and
a
pop
week.
organizations. We often talk about the mom and pop shops that are out there, and they're eking it out every day out of the determination and perseverance that they have to be a part of that American dream, and it's just a really neat thing. But we were looking at the actual cost to the state of North Carolina for all of those jobs that have been created, and it's a pretty amazing number: $1,680 for a job created.
That's a pretty good deal.
Through the small business centers. And so when you compare that to what we spend in some other areas, it is really a good bargain for the state of North Carolina. So I'm proud of that.
Well, our community college system is second to none, I think, in the nation. And it's something we all can be proud of. And, I say a lot of times it's one of those things you kind of take for granted, I think. It's there, and you ride by it every day, and but so you kind of take it for granted.
But that's a good thing, I think, Harry, because I think that says a lot about why the community colleges have been such a strong component of communities for so long. So, I see that sort of as a backhand compliment to the fact that people know we're there. They know we're going to be there for them. We're going to help them get those. That education that they need. We're going to do that for a lot less money than they'll pay elsewhere for an education, and so it's not a bad thing that they take us for granted. That's what we're there for.
Plus, I know in the legislature, we have really pushed hard to make credits from the community college system acceptable at the university system.
Oh yeah,
and
that's
really
a
align
huge.
those classes, and I think that's been big for a lot of students, where they could go to community college and get a couple years out of the way, save some money, and be able to transfer those credits to the university. And
it really is a great thing. And at Coastal, as you know, Harry, we have a wonderful collaboration with UNCW, and people can come right to the campus at Coastal Carolina Community College. They never have to leave the community to get their 4-year degree, which is such a blessing for people.
You're exactly right. You can get a teaching degree right here in Jacksonville through UNCW and never leave. So that's a huge benefit, and we got to thank UNCW for working with us with that tie, because it's been a great relationship.
That has been a huge focus for our president and the leadership at the college, and a lot of emphasis has been placed on that because we know it's good for the community.
Yeah. In all the community college system, throughout the community college system, a lot of the systems, I know ours, I know Cape Fear, I know Wake Tech, they are really growing. Those campuses are growing, a lot more students, so they are really, really important to the communities that they're in. There's
no doubt about it, and you can see by the parking lots at Coastal that we have a lot of activity on campus right now, so it's a great thing.
Well, let's talk about maybe some new programs at Coastal. We talk about growth, and knowing when you got growth, that means new programs.
Though it's been so exciting that we finally, after a lot of hard work by a good number of people, both at the state level and certainly with the help of the General Assembly, to get special programs funded. Harry, thank you. We now have the culinary program and the hospitality management program at Coastal Carolina Community College, and that program opened up on September 15th. The seats were filled pretty quickly, as you might imagine. I understand there's a waiting list for that program, and we're just really excited that we were able to get a very nice facility and get it renovated pretty quickly and get it ready for this special program. So right on Western Boulevard, the culinary program. So
And gosh, I think we get a restaurant a week, so in Jacksonville, so the need is definitely there.
It's a very, very important program for this community right now. So we're excited about that. We have a great person who is in charge of that. His name is Chef Mark Dowling. And if people want to know more about that program or get enrolled in that program, they can call Mark or call the college and learn more about it and find out what it's going to take to get signed up for that.
Another issue I wanted you to talk about or topic is, career tech, vocational ed has been important to me.
Oh,
You've been
wow.
involved with the Trades Day that we do with the high schools. Talk about that and how they've expanded and just continue to work in our community.
That has been one of the most exciting projects at Coastal with the high schools and in collaboration with the Chamber and local, the Home Builders Association. Trades Day, and I can't even think right now, Harry, you probably know better than me how many years we've been doing that, but I remember that when we first started that, you were really behind that, the importance of vocational training. We had spent for so many years placed this huge focus on 4-year degrees, and we know how important those are, but we can never go away from vocational training and the programs that really put people to work in local communities, doing things that they love to do. And whether it's working in an automobile dealership, doing service work or body repair work, whether it's a construction trades program or architectural design or electrical, those vocational programs are critical to jobs in Onslow County. And so Trades Day gives the students in those programs a chance to really show off what they have learned in the training. And I hear that those competitions are really fierce. And so it's really fun to see those students come out of that competition and be so excited and, really be able to show what they've learned in the training. So that's a great program.
I think community colleges were actually developed in the beginning for more career tech and vocational ed. That was kind of their niche,
That was our
guess.
charter
Yeah.
from the very beginning days of community colleges in North Carolina. And while at Coastal, we certainly, because of the market that we serve, the huge influence of the military here, we do have a very large college transfer program. But our bread and butter is still also very engaged with those career technical programs, the vocational programs on campus. And these programs also afford us a continuing great collaboration with the Onslow County school system, bringing students from the high schools into those programs, and that is a really neat thing to see. Those kids can come over, get engaged in training right here in Onslow County and get jobs.
I agree, and really what it does is I think it gives the student, it kind of introduces them to the college, and I think lets them see that, the trade they're taking in high school, that community college can offer the next level for them, if they want to stay in that particular trade. And it really is a neat event. There's normally over 100 kids that participate, and or young adults is what I should say now. And but you got welding and auto technology and drafting and carpentry and wiring, and I mean it's a neat day. Masonry.
And if we don't get rained out.
Yeah, and the masonry piece is really funny because it seems like a girl always wins.
Isn't that great?
Isn't that great?
Hey.
You think of masonry and you think the big guys toting these blocks around, but these girls are just a little more.
It's an art and a science.
It really
and so
is.
Precision is one of those things that females have a lot of ability with, and so it's kind of neat.
It really is, and you're right. The business community is very active, and in most cases, several of those kids get jobs that day, and that's what's the most important thing.
Oh, that is the bottom line, is that people actually walk away with an opportunity to go to work, and when you see the impact of what they've learned carry over and get them a job, that is That's really rewarding. So
Yeah, it really is.
pretty exciting.
Yeah. This is Harry Brown, and welcome back to the Brown Report. Again, my guest this morning, Ann Shaw, who wears several hats. Her key hat, I still say, though, is the director of the Small Business Center here at Coastal Community College. Ann, just thanks so much for being on the show this morning. A lot of good information.
Thank you, Harry. I can't say enough about how much we enjoy working with entrepreneurs over at Coastal Carolina Community College. They really have, they're so amazing. They never give up. These are the most determined people, and they go out there and they do it. And that's so rewarding to see. And they're out there creating jobs and working hard every day. And one of the things that I think is so important for us to mention this morning is that sandwiched between Thanksgiving and Black Friday and Cyber Monday is a very important day to small business owners. It's called Small Business Saturday. And what we're doing with Small Business Saturday is really asking folks who are out shopping to think about the importance of shopping local. There's so many wonderful small businesses that people can get the products that they want, that they can buy, the gifts that they want to buy for their family and friends for Christmas. They're right here in Jacksonville and Onslow County. And so shop local, shop smart, and shop with a small business in Jacksonville and Onslow County on Small Business Saturday. So that's coming up November 28th, the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Well, you're exactly right. And, your communities, I think a lot of people forget that a lot of the small businesses are the ones that give to charity. They donate their time to charity. Mm-hmm. They really are trying to find ways to give back to their community. So supporting them, I think, is very important. And because there's a lot of people that go knocking on the door wanting help for certain things.
Oh, that every day in your business, you probably get at least 5 or 10 people coming by the dealership to say, Mr. Brown, will you sponsor my event? Will you give money for the charity that I'm involved with? And they're all wonderful and great causes, but for you to be able to do that, you've got to have strong business. And that means you doing a great job of managing your business and us as customers buying from your business. And so we want to just remind people how important it is to keep those dollars local.
I couldn't agree more. And well, if somebody is interested in starting a new business, they got to get up with you. So how do they do that?
Yay! We want the phones to start ringing off the hook, Harry. So the Small Business Center is open from 8 to 5 every day, Monday through Friday at the college. We have seminars at night. If you want to get signed up for a seminar, or you want to register for free confidential business counseling, you can call us at 910-938-6322, and you'll reach Diana Reyes in our office, and Diana will hook you up with a seminar or with an appointment for counseling. So that's how you reach us by phone. Of course, you can always go to our website. The Coastal Carolina website is coastalcarolina.edu, and the Small Business Center website is ncsbc.net, and you can register for our seminars and our free counseling on that site as well. So there are lots of ways to get in touch with us.
Well, I know there are a lot of people out there that are just itching to start their business, so they need to come see you first.
We want them to walk in the door. Give us a call, walk in the door, let us help.
Well, and I would highly recommend it because it's having the passion is the most important thing, but being prepared for what you're about to face is important as well. And I think you kind of walk them through that, and I think it may help someone be a little bit better prepared before they open the door to
That's
that
the whole
particular
thing.
business.
That's the whole thing, helping them to understand all of the steps that are necessary. The last thing you want to do is get to the end of the year and have a big wake-up call about a tax requirement that you didn't know about, or some sort of regulatory filing that you needed to do, or just really managing your business efficiently and effectively, and those are the things that we can help you do.
You're
So,
right. It's the little things that get you in trouble as a business owner. So you kind of bring that to light, I guess.
absolutely, we hope so.
Well, Ann, thanks so much for being on. Good information today.
Thank you, Harry.
Thank you for what you do at the college.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you for having us. It's really a great thing to be a part of the show this morning, and also to be a part of this wonderful community.
I agree.